I'll start off. I'm from Friends of Hillside Dog Park, and we, at any given time, have a couple of $1,000s of money that people donate. And this is how we do it. Occasionally, we will have events. We have a Halloween parade that we co-sponsor with a commercial pet store, and that raises money. That gives us about. We actually split the money between us and some nonprofit dog organizations, and that kicks about $1,000 into our coffers every year. On our website, we have a Just Give button. Does anyone know what Just Give is? We're a specific situation because we're a 501c3 nonprofit. If you are a 501c3 nonprofit, you can sign up with a credit card processor called Just Give. They'll give you a button to put on your website, and you can take credit card donations. And I think in a given year, we probably get about $1,000 just people sending credit card donations. They like the dog park. They go to our website and decide to donate.
How about grants?
In the past, we've written grants. You can try and start a grant writing committee. In the past, we got $8,000 worth of grants for the Kaplan Funds for tree planting. So we were successful that way. Does anyone have any other ideas? We're going to go around. Pat, you have a question?
Okay, our largest money maker in Washington Square Park is our yearly dog calendar. What we do is we have professional photographers that volunteer their time, and they take a picture of each and every dog that visits the dog run. And then we have a woman in the dog run who owns a printing facility, so she prints these out free for us, so there's zero cost. And when people see their dogs, they see their dog's picture in this calendar, like there's hundreds of dogs, right? They buy like 10 or 15 at a shot because they want to give to all the relatives, of course. Okay? And this raises, we sell them for $20 each, and we raise a nice amount of money from it. Yeah.
No cost also.
There 2 weekends ago for East River Esplanade Lori Light, and it was, I think, a phenomenal success. And I have to tell you, our raffle books were a big part of it. For a $50 investment to get them professionally printed, we pre-sold them. We started selling raffles 3 weeks before the event. We priced them low, $3 each, 2 for $5. Our first prize was a Canon PowerShot camera, and we sold 100 books of raffles.
Wow. Very good.
You know what? We bought the camera, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
But in addition, the day of the event, we had about 5 different silent auctions. We got all the neighborhood merchants and restaurants to donate dinners, dog groomings, you name it, and we put them in categories, silent auctions, and they each went for anywhere from $100 to $300 each. And then we had tables of baked goods, free drinks, and just asked for estimated donations, donations of $5 to $10, and we did a great job.
That's great.
We're just on a first name basis. Our PEP officers, Carmen and Hector, who were here last year. Dog owners just, Carmen and Hector, they gotta walk around the goddamn park all day and tell people to get off the lawns. Do you know how wonderful it is that a couple of people with their dogs walk around with Carmen and Hector and see if they want to go out and have lunch? That makes the relationship. A lot of people say, well, you know, our park is like Central Park. We're not capable of making a first name basis with our park staff. Wrong. If you want to do it and you want things to work, these guys and women, they're like, some of them at the Parks Department are really doing God's work. And you gotta understand that they're just people like you. They're working schlubs. And unless you're like, hi Harry, hey Mike, hi Carmen, every single day, it's not gonna work. And once you have their friendship, and like, they won't solve the problem tomorrow, but over 3 years, you're gonna see everything works out.
One thing that came up was strollers and kids. How do people deal with strollers and kids, dealing with children running around?
Doesn't the park rules state no children under 12?
In our park it says children under 12 only with the parents. But then you have parents allowing their kids to run arms flailing and shrieking, and it excites the dogs, and it can cause a big problem.
We've had parents bring their kids, let them into the run while the parents then walk to the park to let the kids enjoy the dogs.
It's called natural selection.
Every time. So we immediately tell people, like, you know, we're not responsible for your kids. You know,
Miguel, have you had anyone come in and picnic in the dog park yet?
no, not yet. We have woodshed. We have a lot of fecal matter.
Any other comments over here?
Oh, good.
We just have on Battery Point City Buds have no unaccompanied children. We have people come in with, we always advocate family and dogs together as being part of, being a good family, having a dog is responsible. So when they
But it is scary. Sometimes I'll see parents doing things that they really shouldn't be doing. They're letting their kids run around and start shrieking, and they don't do anything about it. And I think it's really incumbent for people to educate those parents that they really are endangering their kids. If they're going to bring their kid under 12 to a dog run, right? Well, it's a dog run. It's not a playground. That's actually usually what I tell people who don't listen. I say it's a dog run, not a playground. And
Our
that
rule
usually
at
gets it
Tompkins
done.
is children under 12 must be accompanied by a parent and remain seated.
Yeah.
Now, no one does that.
Right.
But the rule sign being there gives you a tool to point to. And what we always tell people is, if a dog bites a child, and there's 3 kids get bit in Tompkins about every year, and the police come, and that dog is not vaccinated, that officer has to, by law, bring the dog to the ACC.
Hold an event. Work with a local trainer, a volunteer, to introduce dogs to children in your neighborhood. It builds up support, and it's great for your news group and things of that sort. But people then come down, because a lot of people will come and they'll see it, learn to, put the hand this way, no food and that. And it really, really does help when you do that.
I'm 72nd Street Dog Run, Riverside Park, and it's Mike mostly towards you. We are having a real problem with our off-leash allowed areas and our not off-leash allowed. We talked about this earlier, but I wasn't able to speak up. I think it's very important that you designate where off-leash is allowed as opposed to where it's not allowed, because generally people ignore the not allowed thing and say, oh, they just mean that's before 9 o'clock, after 9 o'clock.
The signs are very
The
confusing.
signs, you need to put a sign. We have, for example, in Riverside Park, we have a tiny little off-leash area just north of 79th Street that's allowed. People are getting ticketed literally 10 feet beyond the imaginary line that they're being supposed to be over, and it's very upsetting to them because they know they're generally in the right area. I think we should have a sign saying off-leash allowed in 9 to 9, 50 feet from this sign, or however you want to put it, but you really have to, it's not fair to the dog owners who are trying to follow the rules to then be ticketed. And then when they get down to try to dispute the tickets, it becomes very fuzzy, as you probably see. Otherwise, people...
If you look at Tupper's signs in Prospect, she did that. And she has arrows saying off-leash here, 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 and the rules under it. It's great.
It really depends, I think, on the particular users of that dog park to come up with their own. I think the bigger the dog park, the easier it is to have balls. You can decide, okay, balls are okay of a certain size. You don't want the small balls ever, because obviously the big dogs can choke and die, and it's happened. In our dog park, we don't ban toys, we don't ban balls, we caution people. So there's sort of like you can't do this and you should do this. There's the musts and the shoulds. And you can put that on your signs. Of course, we have people coming in with squeaky toys all the time and it creates problems. But we don't ban it because it's very hard to enforce. Usually the big fights are over squeaky toys, yeah. Dogs are crazy over squeaky toys. It's just a fact. Yeah.
Can I say something about collars too? Because I was at Prospect Park a few years ago and I saw a dog die there because of the choke collars. Another dog, they got incontinent and they were playing, and the dog died within minutes. That choke collars and these chain collars are really dangerous just for dogs playing.
Yes.
And I just want to make everyone aware of
We actually have that on our site.